Let's talk about Childish Gambino first.
Okay, so we're going good, bad, worst. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. All right, so the other day, Childish Gambino dropped Atavista,
Uh-huh.
which I already came on here and said he fooled me. I thought this was the final album. He made sure to let us know this is not the final album. This is the 3.15.20 album, but the finished version.
The finished version, yes. Mm-hmm.
And so we've listened to that a couple times. How many times you heard it?
Like one and a
Oh, I definitely beat you. I heard it 3 times.
half. Okay. You listened to it a third time, so you must have liked it.
I wanted to see what it would sound like, but I just had it on in my house.
Okay.
So I was like taking a shower and cleaning up the apartment and, stuff like that. And I also wanted to hear it on some big speakers,
Yeah.
not just in the headphones.
I didn't
Um,
listen to it in the headphones at all, actually. I only listened to it on the speakers in the house.
nice. All right. Well, what you thought about your 1.5 listen?
It felt very much like I know I think it's funny when we do these because I feel like your reviews are like super technical, and you're like the drums, and did you hear the violin underneath? Did you hear how the bass and then they equalized it, or whatever it is you say? And that's because you have a really technical music mind, but I don't. Like, I am an emotional person, so a lot of my music reviews are based on emotion. So I immediately thought, when I listened to this the first time, and my thought sitting here right now is that this feels very much like the windows. You're in the car, your windows are down, and I think this is what he meant to do. Your windows are down, it's warm but it's breezy, it's like it's sunny out, this felt very much like going on a road trip, cruising down the boulevard. Everywhere has a boulevard. And really enjoying the scenery. And I think that's what he meant. Like, after like reading a little bit about it and listening to some of the music, I think that's very much something that he wanted to invoke in us. Um, so that is my initial takeaway, that it's like a very cool, vibey type of project. Um, Very calming in some ways. Um, Maybe a couple songs here and there that weren't so calming, but for the most part, I feel like it had like that vibe, or like hanging out on the roof in a midriff trying to get a tan with the sunnies on and whatever. That's what this felt like to me, which is nice. It's a nice vacation from. I mean, we were rap beefed to death the last month and a half. So, and it was very like intense and, and taking jabs and things like that. So, this to me very much kind of created a cool vibe. I like the sound of the music. It's probably not something that I would have looked for myself. Um, but I like that I found it. It definitely, I feel like it puts you in a good space. I also feel like I heard some Prince influence on some of these songs. Um,
Absolutely.
I will. This is the only time I'll do what you do. The guitars. I don't even remember. There were like two songs specifically that I'm thinking of right now where I was like, "Oh my gosh, this sounds like he was in his Prince bag when he made these songs." And I
Yes.
also love that. It's always nice when artists of today invoke their inspiration in a way that, again, triggers your mind, triggers your emotions. You're like, wait, I hear Prince. Like, Prince isn't there, but I hear him, you
Right.
know. And I mean, who doesn't love Prince? So I enjoyed that. But I thought overall it was a cool project. It wasn't. I didn't know what I was expecting. Um, I haven't listened to all of his music, so you know, I wouldn't compare it to anything else, but I think it's a solid body of work. I think it's something that, if I was having a party or if I was, like I said, going on a road trip or something like that, I'd put it on. Um, you know. So yeah, that's those are my initial thoughts.
Okay. Well, let me tell you about the guitars. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Um, while I am a Childish Gambino fan, I've listened to most of his music. Um, which is why it surprised me when I never heard of this 31520 project.
Yeah.
Um, that was only on YouTube. Um, or is now we can only now find on YouTube because I don't even know where it was when it first came out. I'd never heard of it. Um, but a few things I can tell.
Yeah.
Number one, he purposely didn't curse because I can't find any explicit version of this project.
Okay.
Um, that was an interesting choice because he does curse, both when he's rapping and singing. That's the first thing. Number two, I think his track two has a very familiar hook. He definitely pulled inspiration from different places.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's track two that has the very familiar hook. That was cool to hear.
Mhm.
Absolutely, you're gonna hear guitars when you hear Childish Gambino singing, because yes, a lot of times when Childish Gambino is singing, he is channeling Prince. A lot of Childish Gambino music reminds me of Prince. There are a few artists who do that, and he's one of them. Another one is Janelle Monáe, and in fact, there are some songs on this project that sound a lot like Janelle Monáe. Unfortunately, I don't know the names of most of the songs because every time I played it of the three times, I just put it on and was doing things.
Yeah.
Uh, which is a good sign because a lot of times when you have a lengthy body of work, this project is like 51 minutes or something like that. It's quite a few songs. I think it's like 17 if I'm correct.
Mhm.
A lot of times when you have a project that's that long, there are tracks that you feel like I need to skip this. I hate this song. This song is trash. I don't feel that way about any of the songs on this project. Each of the three times I've let it play straight through. Um, and what I also like about this project is uh, you don't really get tired of it. A lot of times when you're listening to music and it's a long project, you feel like I need a break. This is too much. I don't start feeling like that until the track before the last track. And I remembered by the third time, oh, there's only one more song left, so it's
Mhm.
okay. I don't need a break. I can endure 3 more minutes, 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Um, the features are interesting. I see there's a video for Bigfoot something, whatever it's called. That
Littlefoot or whatever it is.
yeah, that you almost made me on. Almost came out. I was able to bring it in.
Contagious.
Um, yeah, so that's the single. I see there's a video. I didn't see the video yet. But I see that there's like think pieces on the video and the hidden meaning behind Childish Gambino was, those kind of things. Uh, but I will watch the video at some point. I don't know the artist who's featured on that song, but he did a good job. It was nice to hear 21.
Can you do something for me?
Yeah, it was nice to hear 21 up there.
Yeah, 21 was there.
Um,
Cool.
yeah, that was cool. Damn it. You got me. You got me.
Yeah. It's contagious. So
Mother flower.
gotta deal with the with the consequences of the contagion.
Yep. Your yawn is my yawn. Anyway,
Girl, right here.
right. Yeah, so it was nice to hear 21 Savage up there. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Love the beat selection, the instrumentation. It's always cool when he sings. He shows his vocal range. You hear the lows, you hear the highs. And that's cool. That also reminds me of Prince because Prince would do stuff like that. Um, he got his funky shit off, got his groovy shit off.
Yeah.
Um, all reminds me of Prince, to be honest. You can
Mm-hmm.
tell where he's inspired by. I could also tell, and those are good things in my opinion.
Of course.
Um, you could also tell that this album was happening on the way to. I always forget the name of the one that Redbone is on.
I can't remember what it's called.
I'll find it real quick.
Daylight. Feel right.
Yep, that's the one.
I stay hooked.
Oh yeah, you don't even know the word. It's called "Awaken My Love." And it's the last project we got before this one. Oh, so actually I'm wrong. I was gonna say it sound like this was kind of um prepping for the next album, but actually it would be reverse. All right, so then I guess he took what he learned or kind of what worked for him on Awaken My Love and kind of poured it into Atavista. Atavista sounds like big production. Atavista sounds like an album that I was gonna put a lot of money behind. And it just sounded like he had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
It's not something that you have to sit and pick apart every lyric or every song. It's a smooth listen. And I like projects that are smooth listens, that are easy on the ears, as they say, that you could just throw on and vibe out to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was a good album overall. If that hasn't been clear by my review here. Um
I'll listen again.
yeah, I'm gonna keep listening. I'm curious what the youth them think. I want to throw it on when my kid is around. But
Little
yeah,
together situation.
maybe we don't listen to albums. Not yet. She hasn't graduated to albums, so maybe I'll pick a song or two and play it for her. But I don't think she knows any Childish Gambino, so that'll be interesting. I purposely would play her some rap shit first because his raps are pretty explicit and he does a lot of things in raps that give you shock value.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see what she would say about some of that. But yeah, I think this is a good project to kind of throw on when you're chilling in the crib, maybe when me and her are prepping dinner, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I would definitely do that. Um, but yeah, I'm curious what the youth think about it. Definitely a lot of replay value. It's a solid project. I don't really have many complaints. I don't really have any complaints. Maybe if I sat and looked, like like I said, every time I've done it, I've been doing other things.
Yeah.
Maybe if I sat still for the hour and listened, I'd be able to pick apart or tell you more about, the guitars, as you say. Um, but for this one, I didn't do that. So kind of a different review from me.
Okay. I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
So there you have it. That is our Atavista review.
that is our Atavista review.